Friendship International, step number 8. Today we're going to decorate the box, all except the plastic cover. And recently we decorated the pages just by adding the background colors. And now this has the predominantly blue and then the patina color. And now I'm going to decorate the actual box. And let's see, not sure if I have all the pieces. Just thinking I might be missing that piece. So we'll do as many as we have. I will start with the inside of the box, and I'm just gonna lay them out because I'm missing a piece. I'm surprised. So this orangey color will blend well, I think, with the pages. Okay, 2 longs, 2 fronts. So I'm missing this piece here, so we might have to cut some more. I'm also going to be adding a frame, but that'll be in step number 9. And we're going to be making an acrylic pocket that fits in the front. And we're going to be using these little 3/4 inch strips to go on the 1 inch boards. But and we're also going to be putting a foam tape or some other raised area so that there'll be room inside that pocket. That'll be a whole tape in itself. So let's just continue on with this project and add some of our decorations. I start by just removing double-sided tape that I've already placed on my pieces. The other thing I did ahead of the video was I used black soot distress ink, or distress oxides ink, and I did that around all the pieces so there would be no white paper showing. Just using a basic tacky glue. You can use any kind of glue that you like. I don't want any bumps and I don't want any oozing. And there's at least 1/8 of an inch, and maybe a little bit more showing. And I have magnets here, so I want to make sure that by the magnets it's pretty firm. You can decorate the box even before you add your pages if you want. I wasn't sure of colors yet. I'm sort of doing this as I go. I had a family reunion up in Rhode Island that we hadn't been to for like 13 years, and we took a few group pictures and such, and I think that's what I might use this album for. So I haven't even designed the title, and it might sound weird, but one of the first things I do with an album is design the title. So by the time we get to this in class, I'll know my title. And the fun part about having a movable or a pocket that you can add things to that's acrylic is I can even change my mind on the title. So right now I'm just adding papers to the flaps. Now remember, they're different sizes. The lids were 2 inches, so I cut my paper at 1 3/4, so at least 1/8 would show. And the box base, I think, was 2 1/2, so I made these papers 2 1/4. Again, so you'd have that black lift showing throughout. You do not have to have all the same pattern or color on your boxes. For this box, the paper's a little busy, but it doesn't have a distinct pattern, so it works fine having all the same color. One other thing about digital paper and printing your own paper, you can mix and match from different sets that you buy or design, and add them in. Of course, you can do that from your stash too. So often companies will have papers that integrate well with each other. Graphic 45 is sort of famous for that. Okay, the inside of the box is almost done. Then we'll set up the magnets and look at the outside. Or we can just flip it. Sometimes it's easier to add things when the album is flat. I did notice that on step 8, I received a phone call while filming, and it went through my iPad, and because of that, I lost the voice on the second half of my video. So if you watch it before I fix it, there will be some absent talking. And what I'm thinking of doing it, because it's a very similar process throughout the video, I'm thinking of speeding up the film and talking over it. Well, I can't be complete because I did, when I cut out, I forgot this little 1 3/4 area. So we won't do that now. I'll just flip the album. I'm going to even flip half the pages out there. So now we'll do this side. I'm going to leave the back just black right now. I'm going to start with the spine. The spine's just a little bit longer than this piece. So I'll lay them out. So I'll get them in the right place. Okay. Just like the other side, I remove my lining from my double-sided tape. It's funny how many pieces of this little curlicue I aim for the trash, but sometimes my floor gets decorated with tape covers. Now, the spine, you can add another layer for a title, and I'll probably do that. But as I said, I'm not sure even what my title is going to be yet. So I do want to make sure this one has a lot of glue on it, because there might be another layer added. I have to order some more baby wipes. I've been doing a lot of gluing and I'm about out of baby wipes. And that's the easiest thing to get glue off your fingers with. Now, if you were decorating this box and you didn't have 2 1/4 inch strips left from your paper stash, and you're not printing up paper, feel free to decorate it in sort of a patchwork format. I would leave just a little bit of black showing between your pieces, but you don't have to have complete markings or complete pieces of paper. You can easily decorate your box with leftovers, and you can even decorate your pages with smaller pieces and piece them like a quilt too. Remember that a lot of these pages will be covered with photos, so paper is actually more of an accent than the star of the show. I worked on one of the albums yesterday that has vintage printing, and I really had a little trouble figuring out what to line my book with because all the pages were very busy. I ended up on the inside of the album using print. I think I'll show you that when I finish this one here. And the print sort of made it more subdued, but again, I want the photos to be the star and not the background of the pages. Okay, just flip this around, make these last two easier. And this one at the bottom will be added after. I take quite a bit of time getting prepped for these little step videos, and I think I have it all ready. And I start and I'm missing things. So please be patient with my level of forgetfulness. It seems to increase as the decades go on. Whoops, that one I took the whole tape off. There we go. Okay, last two for now. I'll be honest, the part I care most about as far as glue are the four corners. You don't want the corners lifting up with use of the album. And the other reason I use two types of glue, using a liquid tacky glue in addition to my double-sided tape, is I like it to be able to move if I make a mistake. And the double-sided tape is pretty permanent pretty quick. Whereas the liquid glue can lift up easier. Okay, lift up my box. Give that time to dry. And after it dries, make sure all your corners are adhered well. So, easiest way to close your box, just lift up the cover, do the side flap first. Let those magnets catch. And what we have left to do is our pocket, and I am using the same color trim on both inside and outside, and that will be step 9. Meanwhile, let's move to the one I'm working on just to show you different papers. I started doing my plastic pocket, and I'm using little typewriter keys or something for my print. This is all ready for our next little session, but my paper was tan and black, and I added some yellow to it because I do have the cover of this one in mind. In fact, this is going to be on my movable cover, these old cameras. and it added yellow. So when I started planning this album, I thought, oh, I'll add yellow down here. But the yellow didn't look good, and that's why I picked just a print. It's actually Bible verses. And what I did was I enlarged them, and now the background of the book just sort of fades in. But I can still use yellow, like on tags. I started making some camera tags, and I'll add some string and such. So the yellow is still there, but the main color is still this brown, black, and white. So don't feel your inside and your outside has to match. On this one, and again, you'll see it again as we do our covers, I have different papers. I have the brown and white, then I have the yellow. This one I couldn't find one that fit the right size, so I put two pieces together in a patchwork form. And these ones have the keys and the yellow and the brown together. So you can see the colors do not have to match, and I'll be showing you how to do this pocket next step. All right. Here was my original sample. You can see how varied they are with colors. This one I used all the same color from both inside and outside, but I did vary the size of the prints. That's it for now. Have fun decorating your box album. God bless. Have a great day.